Happy 2024 new viewers and old friends. So why isn't XRP taking off as on December 30th, XRPL processed the most transactions ever? But it didn't do anything about the price. And we've got a brand new meme token hitting the scene. Move over Bonk, move over PayPay. I've got what you need. And hackers end 2023 with a bang and start 2024 off with a bang. Things haven't changed, they've just gotten 1 year older. Starting it off with the viewers' comments because you matter most. 2W says, we are the product. Thank you much for supporting the channel. Jeremy Touche says, Happy New Year, Klaus, in Louisiana this week with the family. That puts a smile on my face. Did any of you have the wonderful opportunity to visit family for Christmas and New Year's? And Trick steps in and supports the channel as well, says, Happy New Year to your family as well, Klaus. Mini Christmas trees, my good man. And Regilio says that was one hell of a pep talk at the end. By the way, love you, bro. You dude, I thank you very much. I threw a pretty juicy pep talk at the end. I'll have it linked at the end. One more comment, though, to show you that I'm not in an echo chamber. Dude, if it weren't for XP, you wouldn't have a channel. Wrong, I actually started with XLM. Your ultra marathons have burned up your testosterone. Take a Midol and understand the big picture. Homeboy, if you think ultra running is just soft and you can't do much, how about you keep up with me next time I run an ultra marathon? I'd bet a hefty sum of money that you sure as shit couldn't keep up with me, and 6 hours was the least of what I could do. And let's just be a little bit bigger of an ass. Not only do I do ultra marathons, but I climb 14ers non-standard routes with my dog in Colorado. We go places that most people don't, and hell, I hardly ever see anyone when I go to Colorado, so yeah, if getting the Midol and running ultras and climbing to the top of the world with your dog and having to carry your dog back down because she quit partway up. Here's the video where she quit when we were doing the mile in the sky. Yeah, must be a Midol situation, isn't it? I love being such a pussy. Bitcoin sitting at 43,118 ETH, 2331, XRP 62.4. Not much love for XRP. We're going to talk about that. I've got something to share with you. It's a really good article. Has an XRPL a dev on there. They talk about it. You need to catch it. Filecoin, though, are you seeing this? Up 15%, 781. They were up almost 20% last night right before I went to bed. XLM rocking it at 13 cents. Well, Solana still above 100, everyone. All right, hackers ring in the new year with massive $81 million Orbit Chain exploit. Oh my gosh. As a result of the hack, the price of Orbit Chain's native token, ORC, fell by almost 20%. Looks like the Orbit bridge is getting drained right now. Different fresh wallets with wrapped BTC, USDTC, and DAI show up on Orbit bridge scanner, but the bigger ones doesn't. Orbit Chain also informed users about the post saying, Dear Orbit Bridge users, unidentified access to Orbit Bridge was confirmed and they are taking shitloads of our money. Details from Arkham Intelligence say the hacker stole around $82 million, $30 million in USDT, 10 in USDC, 21 in ETH, and 10 in wrapped Bitcoin. Let me ask you a question. Is there crypto insurance for these people? No, which means if people are going to be made whole, this is going to have to come from Orbit Chain Protocol themselves because there isn't crypto insurance. I bet you if we had crypto insurance, you might get more money in the market because there'd be more protection. Okay, PayPay, Bonk, move over, girlfriend, because woo! Ric Flair is in the fucking house. Ric Flair launches WooCoin amid meme coin frenzy. The meteoric rise of meme coins like Bonk and PayPay demonstrated the power of internet humor to drive crypto speculation. Oh, interesting. Flair's larger-than-life personality and showmanship were on full display, and, well, if you want to get some Ric Flair action, you're welcome to. All right, let's talk about XRP. We're going to talk a little price action. We're going to talk some XRPL record transactions. That's actually pretty cool. Because when you look at their record transactions and you compare it to Stellar's falling off the second back half of the year, that's actually a really good sign for XRP fans. Many analysts and commentators have said that Ripple XRP lags behind projects like Solana this year because it lacks competitors' more extensive functionality. But is it true? Well, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to share a quote with you, and then I'm going to ask you a question. And I think the question I ask you is going to make you think. While XRP is initially designed for fast, cheap, cross-border payments, its use case hasn't evolved or broadened significantly. Other competitors like Ethereum and BNB chain offer a wide range of functionalities like smart contracts and decentralized finance, which might attract more users and drive price appreciation. That's coming from Google Board. Now, I want to share this, all right? An ex-user wrote a harsh critique of XRP Ledger on Wednesday, and it's failed horribly. Unbelievable XRPL has been around since 2014, and it is so far behind other blockchains. And here's the quote, okay? And we got Weisswin coming in from Zum XRPL and says, you know what? Most of all, lack of knowledge about what XRPL really is, and that's why it's not moving. That's what he's saying, okay? So let me ask you this. If XRPL has been around since 2014, and we've got devs here saying, most of all, it's the lack of knowledge about what XRPL is, then I'm going to have to go look right into this camera and say, what the fuck are you doing then? If we're looking at this 9.5 years later, and your main problem, this is coming from one of your devs, this is not me, coming from one of your devs is saying, well, most people really don't know what XRPL is. Well, then Jesus fucking Christ, I think we found your problem. For 9.5 years, you have a product out there, and one of the biggest, most vocal devs out there says, basically one of our biggest problems is the lack of knowledge. Oh my fucking God, if it's been around for 9.5 years and lack of knowledge is your big thing holding you back, dude, shit went way wrong. Could you imagine that? You're sitting there and you're in the boardroom and you're like, all right, guys, we've got this product out. Why isn't it working? And you're like, well, we're on year 10 of this product and most people really don't know what even the hell it is. I'd be like, whoever the fuck my marketing team is, you're all fucking fired. Like, get the hell out of here. You're telling me after 10 years, one of your biggest problems is the lack of knowledge about what XRPL really is. That's coming from a dev. So I guess the biggest problem here is the controversy, misinformation, confusion about the origin, lack of public knowledge. If that's your biggest problem 10 years down the road, then you know what? You failed in more ways than one. It's not me being negative, but seriously, if a product's been on the market for 10 years and your biggest problem is people don't understand or don't know what you're using is, well then guess what? The people in charge of letting the public know about a product, marketing team and so forth, have fucking failed. Have fun with that. Okay, here's a good one. Is it moon time? XRP blockchain processed an all-time high 6.9 million transactions in one day. Nice, awesome. Okay, I like it. Recently, prominent XRP blockchain Polar XRP scan called attention to the growing daily transactions. In a post, they disclosed that it noted that it processed an all-time high of 6.8 million transactions. Okay, cool. I like that. Look at Stellar's. These are Stellar's transactions here. This has nothing to do with their price. This is 2023. Their price actually went up during the year where you can see their transactions went down. There's really no correlation whatsoever. And in fact, we even saw on the Stellar chain, they couldn't keep up. That first half boom that we saw transaction-wise fell on its face on the back end. When I zoom out a little bit, you can see it here. But with XRP breaking this record right here, people are like, well, wait a minute. There's so many people using XRP. Why isn't... No, it's not garnering the attention. And in fact, we've seen that with Stellar. We've seen that with other chains out there. Transactions and how many transactions are processed really isn't doing a darn thing in regards to price. All right, we're starting a new year, new you. So if you click on year to date, you're like, yo, green candlesticks for the year. Yeah, that's because we're only at about 1 year. So let's just zoom it out for the year right now. Essentially, BTC ETF action. That's what we're looking at right here. Before I went online to do this video, or went live to do this video, whatever you want to call it, I read an article about BTC ETF pumps and how they're saying, look, you're going to look for approval here probably in this first week. The majority of the article was talking about different experts out there predicting that they're going to sell the news on that event and that you could see crypto liquidations, Bitcoin 32,000, give you an idea. And they were talking about XRP sub 60 cents. They were technically talking about 58 to 55 cent XRP. Now, totally possible once you break through that 60, because then we saw where was last support really close to right around 50, 51. So is that what's going to happen right now? Is this the biggest problem with XRPL is people really don't know what it is? I mean, I've talked to so many misinformed people in my 5-6 years of XRPL to CERT. Most have no idea what XRPL has to offer. Well, then guess what? You aren't doing a good enough job explaining what XRPL can do. Are you going to blame the market for the market not understanding your product? No, you're the product issuer. You're the product supporter. You support the product. You show its use cases. So yes, major record-breaking transactions, awesome. Did it lead to price action? No, it didn't, because here's the day right here where you had record-breaking transactions and it was a red candlestick. No correlation. Usage of the chain? Whatever. Crypto moves in macros. That's why we're watching the BTC ETF action to see if when we start zooming out, can we hold this support level here above 60 cents that we've been able to hold this since the beginning of November? Or are we rolling the clock back and we're looking more like, yeah, October, September 2023 price action? That's not so fun. So if running ultra marathons while you got the flu, throwing up during your race and ending up in second place and climbing mountains with your dog and having to carry your dog across your shoulders the whole way down because your dog quit at over 14,000 feet, dude, that definitely does make me a pussy, so please hand over the Midol. But what doesn't make me a pussy though is keeping my eyes open to the problems that are there. I just shared with you an article that had one of the biggest supporting developers for XRPL out there saying that the biggest problem is people don't know what it is. I mean, could you imagine that? If AOL, when they were doing its thing in the beginning in the 90s, 10 years later, if the people at AOL were like, you know what the biggest problem is with AOL and why people aren't using it? And they're all like in the boardroom looking at each other like, well, what's the biggest problem? Tell us. And they're like, people don't know what AOL is. And they'd be like, are you fucking serious? Like, really? Like that's our biggest problem. Our biggest problem isn't regulations. Our biggest problem isn't funding. Our biggest problem is people don't know what our product is. Dude, do a simple root cause analysis. Because if you really believe that the biggest problem out there is lack of knowledge about XRPL and XRPL-based products, then maybe you need to start firing up the old, I don't know, marketing machine. Because seriously, there are good products out there, but people aren't using them. And this goes back to this whole idea of, are the majority of people in crypto for using the products, or are the majority of people in crypto for speculative reasons, just trying to make money? They're not using the products, they just want to make money off of other people using the products. And that's where I'm sitting here at the beginning of 2024, shaking my head going, what other excuses are we going to hear? And you know what? It might be a valid reason. It might not be an excuse. It might be a real reason that the real reason why XRPL and XRP isn't booming because of a lack of knowledge. I think I would be okay with that answer, maybe in the first year, second year, third year. But Jesus Christ, if you're telling me right now that lack of knowledge and misconceptions regarding XRPL is the biggest problem, y'all may need to change what you put your focus on. You might want to stop developing products and start developing knowledge about your products, or else you're just going to keep developing a whole bunch of shit and ain't no one going to know about it. What are you doing this New Year's Day? Are you hanging out? Are you taking it easy? I've been doing rehab stuff all day long because I can barely walk with my left knee. But I'm a pussy and the Midol is wearing out, so I'm going to have to go soak in a hot tub with rose petals in it and Epsom salt. No, I'm probably not going to do that. But I am going to do more physical therapy on my knee. But let me know what your thoughts are. What's the big thing holding back XRPL and XRP price action? Is it lack of knowledge? I mean, I just shared with you, one of the biggest devs out there said, yeah, it's lack of knowledge holding things back. Let me know what you're doing in the comments below. If you want motivation, check out the end of this video here. I put a really good speech in. It's about not giving up. Seriously, worth a watch. Other channel, Gold and Silver channel, going to be putting more content on there. Check it out, everyone. I'll catch you cool cats later today after the Midol kicks in.